Luke Taylor here for another review, and today I'm going to review an incredible book that I really love. It is called Ivory and Bone. It's by Julie Eshbaugh. This is a really, really wonderful YA. I'm going to say it's a fantasy, but just because it's not technically historical, but it is. Let's just call it historical fantasy, because it's, historical would be like specifically real people. I want to say that because this is grounded in incredible reality. That's one of the things I loved about it so much. I'm from the north, obviously here in Renton, Washington. My family comes from Scotland. So the fact that this is set in a prehistoric Alaska, I just really, we're really connected to Alaska here in Seattle. I just want to say that. So the idea of, and I want to say this too, I really, really felt immersed in this book because I remember as a kid going to the museums and seeing like the artifacts from when these people were alive, like the whale teeth and like the tools that they had, just the art and like the masks that they would carve, different stuff like that, the shoes or whatever, all those different artifacts from these ancient communities. And yeah, just seeing like the totems and the longhouses and the history. So I do feel very much connected to this, to the just kind of the visceral quality of the world building. That's what I loved about this. It was absolutely like a dystopia for me, because the idea of the world being so intense and deadly. There's mammoths and saber-tooths, and like just it's frigid, freezing cold. Everything is for survival. That was incredibly intense for me. And again, I think having, like, I'm not from the desert, I'm not from the Caribbean, I'm not from Africa or something. I have a really deep connection to that kind of in my psyche, and I have like a lot of images to go with that. And of course the mountains here and the snow and the forests, and so I really felt that the world building was completely immersive, and it was scary because you could get a cut and it could get infected and you could die like that easily. It's a really rough place to live in this prehistoric landscape. And the fact that, okay, this does have allusions to Pride and Prejudice, but is it not a retelling in any way? I do really enjoy Pride and Prejudice, but I do find it also very pretentious. The thing about this being such a great grounding of that kind of dynamic of a story, with with a bit of a role reversal, is that again, the world is so deadly. So whoever your life mate is, whoever your mate is very important. And so the incredible intensity that's put on that, the drama of that decision, it really means a lot. Especially because you have a situation here where if there's something wrong, something that goes wrong in a family, let's say, or different families, that dynamic, that bad blood can last for a very long time. It can really affect future generations. You just don't have the ability to go up and move to another city. Hey, I'm just going to move away from those people. I don't like them anymore. It really matters, where the food is, where the resources is, and where you built your ancestral home and that kind of thing. I want to talk about her writing. I really loved I just want to say the sensitivity of it, but really the creativity to be able to really make this feel very real. And I also want to say too, with the clever writing idea, which I did see some reviewers didn't like, which I didn't understand, but the clever idea to use second person, very brave idea, but a clever idea too, because there was a lot of oral tradition back in these days. So the idea of telling a story, from person to person, passing down history orally, I think that was reflected in the storytelling, in the very, fabrication of the way the story was made, and I think that was a really great idea. It is a very beautiful book. This will show you some of the. That's nice. There's this little bit of this, of course, the bone, Ivory and Bone. You have the little bone woven in there. I'll show you the book here. That's really nice. Of course, white like snow, and then like blue like frost. So yeah, I just thought this was absolutely fantastic, and of course, this was released in an era where everyone was a princess and everyone had some special talent, and this again is grounded in such reality. So I'm very slow to say it's a fantasy. Of course, it's not written about like I don't know, Amelia Earhart or some like real life character or something like that. But again, it is very real. I just want to say that it's very real, and it's grounded in that kind of harrowing circumstance where it's live or die. So the fact that it is a YA, a teen romance in that kind of just full of charcoal and trees and thorns and like pebbles and water and ice, I feel that that's such a great backdrop for a romance, because you're feeling everything really intensely, and then the world around you is feeling that same thing too. So if you're feeling isolated, the cold is making you feel that even more so. If you're feeling like a warmth and a closeness, you know, the smell of the clover and the heather, whatever, that's making you feel that even more. And the buzz of the bees. It has a nice musical ambience to it. It has a great atmosphere. And I really felt in this book. I really appreciate that. Again, some are more writerly, you know, they're using fancy words, and this is really doing a lot to create atmosphere and texture and depth. And I just think that's amazing. So if all that appeals to you, you really have to read this. You have to check this out. This is first in a series of 2, so it's a duology. There's another one, and I will review that one as well. It's in the garage right now, so I got to go get it. But yeah, please check this out. If all this appeals to you, it's really perfect. I absolutely love it. Julie is a friend of mine. I'm so thankful she signed this for me. Yeah, I cannot wait to read her newest book, Crown of Oblivion. Really love this one. I hope you get a chance to check it out. Well, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed watching it. Please check out all the other reviews I have on this channel. Of course, it's just a review channel. If you want to check out my music and my album reviews, you can do that on Luke Taylor Music. That is another channel. I have a link to that below. You can check out, of course, all the kind of stuff I do on there. At the filming of this, I think I have 300 videos on that channel. And this is just for reviews, so if there's something you would like me to review, please let me know below. And please let me know your thoughts on Ivory and Bone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. See you later.